All right, I'm going to try to zoom in here so you can look at it, I guess, closer up. So I just want you to notice all of the veins and almost like all of the roots coming through here. And I'm feeling a really strong desire right now. It's more of a channeling message for you to talk about your ancestry, your ancestors, your family on the other side. It does not have to be family of origin or blood. These are people that you allow energetically into your space and people that you are open with, whether subconsciously or consciously. And let's find out what they have to say for you, okay? I feel also that you're breaking generational curses, I'm just going to say. I feel like you've led kind of a tough life. You've had a lot of suffering, and some of the suffering that you endured was repercussions from your own actions. However, I do feel like a lot of those actions were directly influenced by things that you saw that your family did, and you emulated them, okay? So in a way, I would say just a generational curse of repeating what our parents did, and so on and so forth. So let's get some ancestors here to add to the mix. This was not originally the plan, just so you know. But for those that chose the petrified wood, what messages do we have, please? In detail. All right. So we've got this beautiful family, the petrified wood. And let's see what information we can get for you. I'm going to zoom out so you can kind of see the whole thing. All right. So definitely your generation, your family tree in particular, not just other friends and far removed people who you don't even know, but your family in particular. I feel like they were quite a bit religious, possibly, conformed a lot to what societal standards called them to. And I feel like this was handed down to you. And I feel like throughout your life, just imitating and emulating these things, you've kind of gone through school of hard knocks. You have learned a lot of different lessons. I feel like now you're in a transformational phase of looking back and saying, wow, I've undergone so much and my life has changed so much. And here we are today. And so that's really lovely for you. I want you to know that your ancestors are really supportive. They applaud you for, 10 of energy on my crown chakra. They're applauding you for you changing and breaking ancestral curses, and just simply by not repeating patterns, okay? So sometimes we just only know what we know and we do what we know. So you're being applauded and being revered for really standing out from the rest and being brave enough to make those changes, whether it's seeking therapy to break outmoded thoughts or kind of boycotting religion entirely until you find your own center, whatever the case may be. So that's very much something that your ancestors want to acknowledge, and they also want to let you know that simply because you're following your own path, it's not like I know you feel uncomfortable, but they are not upset that you are changing things up and that you are really kind of rewriting the script, if you will, okay? What else do we have? We're going to clarify that with some Oracle Tarot cards here, the good Tarot. So what else do we need to know about this petrified wood? Any more information that would be really helpful during this channel message as well? Anything that we need to know, please? All right. So I feel like you get a lot of communication reassurance, and you're very connected to water, in fact, and that's actually really interesting. So we have a lot of the elements here present. You're connected to water, and this can be someone actually giving you really sweet messages in this lifetime of emotional nature. So it could be like a child even offering you like small bits of emotional comfort, things like that. But for others of you, I feel like you have been connected to spirit since you were a small child. And then there's another category of you that actually have a small child within your auric field and within your vicinity. So basically another spirit just wanting to hang out with you and give you love and messages. It's nothing bad. What else do we need to know? Okay, this is falling sideways, and I feel like going back to that ancestral heritage, hereditary things being handed down to you from one generation to the next, and you're willing to look for balance. But now this one jumped on its side, and it tells me that you feel like things are off balance, like you're not quite feeling like things are the way they should be. You're feeling out of sorts, and that will actually rectify itself. It's a number 11. If I add them, it makes, of course, a 2. And with the 2, you're coming into your personal power. So right now, the reason why things feel so unstable and so squirrely and so weird for you is because you haven't really integrated almost like a new DNA into the old DNA, or yeah. And so you haven't really come into your own skin as of yet, okay? This is still in a work in progress. And so when you do, when you start merging those two, you're going to start feeling a lot more balanced as well. You're going to feel like you are pretty, I don't want to say well off, but I feel like you're self-sufficient. I feel like you kind of might try to hide your assets or bury them for a rainy day so that they multiply also. I feel like you do have some wishes that you might share with select people, but for the most part, you're very private about your finances, about your wealth, about your plans on how to expand, expansion, anything like that. Any family inheritance that you may have had also, that is a little bit like squirreled or secreted away. What else do we have? Follow your intuition as well. And here's the number 2. So we were just talking about that number 2. Okay, so the number 2 with the High Priestess here, and that is just a beautiful message. She's typically my favorite card of the entire deck. And with the High Priestess, you know that there are big changes in your life. You may not be understanding them quite, and you may feel like you don't quite fit, you know, into the mold of what you've been taught. And maybe you are that square peg trying to fit around hole, so to speak. But I feel like you're like the black sheep of the family, the rebel, the rule breaker. At least that's how you're perceived, or you think that you're perceived. But your intuition is high. You're very connected to the moon as well, and to Mother Nature. And I love that for you. I feel like you should get out more into nature. That's going to really help balance you out so that you're not feeling like you're teeter-tottering emotionally while this integration happens for you. So you're basically integrating a new life, a new vision, and everything else, and things will balance out. It's just a matter of things colliding right now because you're not totally understanding what is transpiring between like your old life and your new, and all of a sudden it combusts. And what am I doing with my life? For example, you decide that you know you're no longer going to pursue school. You're going to do something totally different, and you have a little candle making business or something like that, and you make it into what it is. Or you are a nail artist and you decide to take that hobby and build it into an empire. Things like that, of that nature, that no one in your family has ever done. And so you're not supported, and you're not supported by family on this plane. I'm going to say that. I do feel like you have divine support from the other side, of course, okay? And that is all your ancestors coming forth to tell you that when you feel weak, you can lean on them, you can ask for support, you can even ask for intervention, like ask for help, ask for doors to get open for you, because that's what's needed at the time. And they understand that, and I love that for you. So that's going to be really, really helpful for you. So what else do we have here? I'm going to go ahead and use a different deck. I kind of feel like bad because this should be showing in its full glory here. I wish it was, Stop, Coco. My dog wants to chime in on your reading. Wish there was a way to prop everything out so you can see everything. But here we are. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle on camera. I've been trying to do that more often. So what's going on with those of us who chose the petrified wood? Let's find out. I already have one card flipped already. Okay, the Six of Cups. So you're looking back when things were kind of innocent, when things were easier, they felt easier. In retrospect, it looks easier now. Then perhaps it really was, okay? And so I see the family here, and she's just full of nostalgia. I feel like you put a lot of time in dreaming and thinking about the past and how things were and how easy they were, perhaps, when you didn't have this, like, what's perceived as a conflict of interest or really a desire to reinvent yourself or think outside of the box and break all the rules to become the person that you want in this lifetime. And so I sort of feel like you're looking back with a fondness at how things were just really different and innocent. But she's also laying on the ground. Her hair is made of leaves and of shrubbery. I think that's really cool because it just reminds us to go ahead and get out in nature and to really connect with Mother Earth and allow the earth to transmute those energies for us. I'm gonna tell you that you've had a hard time of things. You've not had things easy at all. I think that you perceive everyone looking at you and how, you know, how people look at you. Maybe they're just like surprised, maybe they're mortified, maybe they're shocked, maybe they're disappointed, maybe they're scrutinizing every detail that you do. I do feel like you're self-protective right now, but you could have a hard time sleeping at night as well. You could feel a lot of like dark thoughts coming your way, and that's because we're just focused on what other people see, and it's going to be a really difficult task for you to kind of ignore what people are seeing and how they look at you, especially if they're really vocal with what they think, you know. And but this right here is a needed anxiety. If we could just flip this around and not even think about what other people think of us, what would you do and what could you do and how much faster will we accomplish things, right? And so I feel like these changes, everything is going to take time. Even the Nine of Pentacles is going to take time for you to grow and amass your empire, your money, your stability, things like that, to the point where you feel like you don't need anyone or anything else. Okay, so everything is going to take time, but really time, I feel like it's time is on your side. It's not the way that people depict time as like, oh, you know, time is not on our side. We have to figure out rush, 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 run, run, run. It's just more important to get connected with Mother Earth than anything else. Yeah. What else do we need to know about those that chose this petrified wood? Look at all the colors also. I think that true beauty for you is revealed in the subtleties of life and the small things in life, that you're learning to appreciate things in a different manner than you ever have before. Okay. What else do we need to know about my friends who chose the petrified wood? This one wanted to flip. Okay, Five of Pentacles. This change is really difficult for you. It's very hard. You see all of the windows behind you, and you see like everybody else is feeling warm and happy and content, and your perception is that everyone else has support, and maybe the support that you once upon a time had. And the reality is that you have a lot of blooms within you that need to come out, that can come out. And support doesn't have to necessarily manifest in, for example, somebody writing you a check or somebody emotionally supporting you. It could be so many different ways. You know, support can be somebody doesn't agree with you, but they're going to be quiet about it. And they're going to allow you to explore and do whatever you have to do. So whatever the case may be, is you're feeling like you are on ice, you're feeling isolated, things are cold, and you cannot get warm or grounded And I feel like you have lost a connection once again to Mother Earth, because here that is just not connecting to your roots, okay? And your roots is this right here. When indeed you are divinely supported by your ancestors and generations of long ago. They're here to support you. I also see, even in looking in this crystal, if you want to look with me, a little bit of scrying. I could see a sword here. And so that is for intellect. You have the intelligence and every wherewithal to be able to make happen what you want to happen, to reinvent yourself as you will. I've got roots coming forth here for you. And it's almost like this is destined to happen. You are not alone in this, in these changes. They are divinely guided and you are being helped with this, okay? Everything is connected. It may seem like unsightly, these changes that you're going through, like there's just nothing there. Everything is dead and dying around you at times. I know it sounds like really morbid, but when you look at the richness and the beauty of this petrified wood. It's just so cool to think that I personally would probably have walked right all over that and never thought twice about it. And so I feel like you yourself are looking at different things in life and thinking, wow, I never would have thought that would have mattered, and now it does. So while you may feel like you're destitute in a lot of ways, like maybe bankrupt emotionally or not having people around you to support you, you are divinely guided and divinely supported, and I just wanted you to know that. What else do we have coming for the petrified wood people? Seven of Swords. You actually are standing on very, very high ground. You're looking to go ahead and take care of your little nest egg. We talked about that as well. And also, your nest egg could be anything that you have birthed that maybe you have created. Like I said, if you're a nail or art designer or whatever, nail designer, that you are taking care of your new ideas with a lot of care and devotion, and you're doing it all, I think, for the most part by yourself. But you're doing it, I think, in secret. You're not really communicating a lot to other people around. And this is what's blooming and changing your life. You may be someone also that is changing their appearance as well, or in the process of deciding what you want to look like. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I change my hair all the time. So it does make sense to me. I hope it makes sense to you as well. Okay. Let's get another card for you here. Last words for the petrified wood crystal people. Oh yeah, the Empress. This is everything that you want. This is divinely guided. Look at this. Even she, after having all of this abundance, has a little embryo here giving birth pretty soon again. So here, anywhere from timeline here, from whenever you're watching this till 9 to 12 months from that time frame, you are going to be able to come into your own. You're going to start seeing the fruits of what it is that you are working on. If you're burning the midnight oil on a creative project or something that you just love doing, you're going to come into your own and feel, again, like the warmth of the sun, that people are supporting you. You're going to see the light of day. And not only that, other people are going to be able to see it too. And you're not going to feel so isolated, because at that point, they're going to want to rush to support you. And just to be perfectly honest, why do we want their support afterwards? I don't really know. But that's just kind of how life works. So I hope that this made sense to you. And with that, for my petrified wood people, I wish you so much luck on your journey. And you know you have my support and the support of the divine, as well as your ancestors. So namaste. All right. This message is for those of you that chose Smokey Quartz. Let's see if I can get a better view on this. Now this reading, it is both channeled tarot and crystal reading. So first thing that I like to talk to you about is, of course, this gorgeous Smokey Quartz. Let's see if I can move it so you can get a better view, or I'm just going to knock it down. You know, that works too. Okay. Smoky quartz. Who doesn't love a smoky quartz? So the smoky quartz is an incredible crystal. I love it just because it has so many different shade varieties, as most crystals do, but it's just really intriguing to look at. Now, smoky quartz is going to help with transformation, which is really what I'm feeling for you. Strength, balance, protection, manifesting, grounding, with feeling a sense of purpose. It'll help you with your personal will and organization. Okay? I'm like, so why hasn't it helped me be organized? I have no ideas. Maybe you'll have better luck than I do with this. But in all seriousness, now, the smoky quartz, right off the bat, what I'm feeling with this crystal is a major focus on your future. You guys are focused on your future. I think that things are a little bit shrouded in mystery right now. We're not really sure like where it is that you're going to go towards the future necessarily, but you are all futuristic. I think some of you guys are involved in technology and looking at different programs, cutting edge things, how to, for example, do anything from like ebooks and revamping that in a way that is so different, that's never been done before, or different ways on how to do delivery service, or different ways on communication, technology, microchips, any of that. It's going to be really a point of focus. I'm also feeling for some of you guys, education also is going to be important. Some of you guys are teachers, others are engineers, others are just super intelligent and have a way to cut through the quick. I'm also being shown a pupil, like somebody's eyeball, and that definitely is telling me that you guys have a vision to absorb anything. Like what you, some of you guys have a photographic memory, and if you do have that and you chose a smoky quartz, please do comment below. I would be really interested to find out who that would be. I'm kind of fascinated. I personally do not have a photographic memory, I'm sad to report to you. But all of these things I feel like is very much cutting edge, and you are essentially reinventing the wheel. Whether you're physically reinventing it through a corporation, or you are doing hobbies and things like that, and you're just doing something completely different and off the grid. I feel like some of you guys are even recycling items in your home to improve something, or to create a vision that you have in your minds. That's going to really bring you a lot of joy, a lot of love, and yeah, prosperity. It's going to bring you abundance and money, which is really, really cool. So one thing that I do feel for my smoky quartz people is that you may have a lot of self-doubt, and it's going to be really important at this time that you leave that at the doorstep of somebody else's house. I don't know, but it's going to be important that you do not accept that as a fact, okay? And make sure that any self-doubt, any doubts like that, just you let it go and transmute that, and just allow it to be a learning experience, and not hang on to it, and not be too attached to outcomes as well. Just enter your, you know, if this crystal helps you with manifestation also, so be sure that you're in the manifestation mode and you just speak it as truth and let it go into the universe, and however it comes out back to you, that's the way it's meant to. I hope I explained that properly. But don't hang on too much to outcomes like it needs to look like this, that, and the other, okay? Also, those of you, because I feel like a lot of you, most of you guys are analytical. You could be, I heard court reporter. I was thinking of booking books, working with books. Some of you guys, I heard cooking books. Y'all better be careful about that, okay? But so yeah, these are the professions affiliated. Some of you guys are scientists, inventors, craftsmen, I heard. 9 of Wands here. So I'm gonna say that you're also, you've had things not so easy for you. You've been through some rough, tough times. I feel like more professionally than personally. In this case, I think that professionally could have had some stolen ideas or plagiarism, or anything like that that just really wounded you and kind of severed a lot of trust in humanity, I'm gonna say. And I just want to tell you that, you know what, we all undergo things, but look at how well she is wearing this blouse. It's gorgeous. She could have thrown it out and bought a new one, but she chose to wear this beautiful blouse, presumably where she had been injured and hurt before, and she just sewed it up and made it into a totally different look. So I do feel like some of you guys have like scars that you wear a little bit openly, like on your sleeve, so to speak, but they are visible, and you could knee-jerk react, like be really in protective mode if somebody's like, oh, what are you writing, if you're a writer, and you're you know, quick to shut them down. Yeah, almost like combative, but not combative. I hope that made sense. Now, I'm gonna say it's okay, you know, to be a little bit gun shy, especially because in the back there's smoke, and we chose Smokey Quartz, right? So I'm thinking you have a little bit of brain fog. You do have a really clear idea, but there's some mystery about how you're going to be developing things in the future or for the future. So things haven't quite gelled together, and you might be just a little bit defensive, and that's going to make it difficult for other people to help you, okay? So if this resonates with you, just know it's okay to keep your eyes open for danger, but allow people also to help if that is what is calling you, and if that's appropriate for your situation. So what else do we have here? What else do we have for my Smokey Quartz people? All right, I feel like you're totally future focused. Ha! Okay. I'm going to tell you that this is becoming one of my all-time favorite cards right here of this deck. And this is a Tarot and Mystical Moments by Caitlin Weltstein. Now, if you're, obviously, you look at her needle and thread, okay? So I feel like it's even what we were just talking about a minute ago. This is an ability to cut through the quick. You can pierce analytically any problem and figure out a solution, a way to do things that's really unconventional and different. And I feel like even here, she has just revamped her own dress and sewn lights into it herself and making it like spectacular and beautiful. So perhaps the dress was already made, and I feel like she did, maybe she used her veil to lock in flowers within the dress, and then the next layer is calling for lights, apparently. So I feel like there's layers to whatever it is that you're doing, that you look at things and you revamp over and over until you get as close to perfection as what you want, as what your vision is. I also feel like this stands for the intelligence. Some of you guys are surgeons or are surgical techs, help out in that area. But this is just telling you basically that anything that you cut out, you have the ability to integrate it into your life in a way that is really helpful and that strengthens your cause and your vision. And other people don't see it, but really they don't have to, okay? And the star is really crowning her crown. And so I think that you really think about what your dream is, whatever this is that you are working on to manifest. I think that's really beautiful within itself. What else do we need to know for the Smokey Quartz? Oh, good golly, I hope you didn't have any earbuds in, because that even hurt my ears. I'm going to leave that like this because I don't want it to make any more clattering noises. What else do we have here for our Smokey Quartz friends, huh? So what other messages for my futuristic, forward thinking, forward motion, analytical friends here? Let's find out. Okay. Temptation. So what is tempting now? What is your temptation? This can lead to a snafu, I heard. Okay, this can lead to delays. This can lead to overindulgence, bad choices, temporary things that might feel good in the moment, but then you pay for it in a big, big way later. So you want to make sure that you're not doing things out of a feeling of, gosh, it's never going to happen, I'm not making progress or whatever. And I feel like, interestingly enough, this has more to do with like your romantic life. Like if some of you guys can allow your personal life to waylay this vision of what this is. Maybe if you get too caught up in another person, or if you get too focused on your partner or your marriage or on trying to find someone, whatever stage in life you're in, that can really cause you a lot of trouble, okay? So you want to be careful that you are saving for a rainy day, that you're not allowing things that are temporarily, like a temporary pleasure, to really blindside you, okay? Because this little angel or whatever this fairy is, I don't even know what it is, has had enough of that heart and that peach, and they're overdoing it. They're going to be throwing up peaches later anyways. So this number 15. 5 is also changing, fluctuation all the time. I see it. That's what it means to me anyways. Number 1, of course, is just standing within your power in the beginning of an idea. So I'm going to combine them, and it is a number 6 for me. The number 6 really does stand for victory and people celebrating you. So be careful that you're not allowing the fluctuations and stuff to kind of make you hit some lows that you don't need to hit, right? All right, so anything else for my Smokey Quartz people? Let's see. Oh, let me grab this. Ha, look at this. If you stay the course, you're going to make a lot of money. You're going to have success. You're going to have loyalty, stability. You're going to have everything that you want as far as tangibility, okay? So right now you don't see things coming together and they're not feeling tangible possibly. It feels more like a dream, or that you've been chasing something that's taken a long time to really manifest onto this earthly plane. But I'm going to tell you that right here with this, you know, you're in building and creating mode, even if it's like electronic stuff, but it's going to be tangible, and it's going to be something that you can understand and hold and touch, taste, smell, whatever the case may be. It could be a legacy that you also leave for other, the next generation. Again, I don't want to be crass, so most of you guys know what a peach stands for. Just make sure that you're not overindulging, you know, binging, going out and having like, you know, unprotected sex or whatever. That can cause you a whole different gamut of problems later on down the road, or getting waylaid by focusing on porn or whatever the case may be. I don't know your life. So those are just a couple of cautionary tales. Others of you could really be overdoing it on eating, and then you feel sluggish and your brain is just not willing or able to deal with the task on hand. And that is going to be critical to you executing whatever this is, okay? So what else do we have? I'm trying not to shake the camera. That was not successful, so sorry. So for my Smokey Quartz friends, okay. So 7 of Pentacles here. So you are right now in the process of, or shortly will be, assessing what it is that you are creating, what it is that you're putting your time, money, energy, effort, blood, sweat, tears into. And you're thinking, you know, is this good for me? Is this good? Is it gonna give me a return for what I expect, a return for what I want? Is it gonna build me wealth? And you are definitely looking at those things, because if it doesn't give you a return quick, I feel like you're like, I think this isn't for me. But hang in there for a little bit longer, because the King of Swords has mastered everything, and then you have the 10 of Pentacles. So this tells me that you're at the vibration of a number 7 right now, which is analyzing and assessing if this is even a good idea to continue forth with this, whatever this project is, or this way of life, whatever the case may be. And I'm going to tell you, go ahead and, you know, make an assessment. It's good to find out if you're headed in the right direction, on the right path, and make sure that you scrutinize everything. And once you make a decision, continue going for it, because you're super close to the finish line. You just don't feel it, right? So I'd like to pull out a couple more cards for our Smokey Quartz people. What else do we need to know, please, about the future for my Smokey Quartz? Interesting how you guys came out as the future. Okay. I'm going to soften my gaze really for a second. I'm having a lot of energy on the back left side of my head. And so I feel like some of you guys also can be getting messages or getting kind of like whispers in your ear, like this is the way to go, this is what to do, just hang on a little bit more, like encouragement. So I feel like you are getting encouragement from your ancestors. Yeah, and you want clarity. And funny enough, this reminds me of an ammonite crystal, and right in the middle is where you would insert this key, the skeleton key. And so I do feel like for me the ammonite crystal always represents ancestral help, or clairaudient. Okay, so you could be hearing your ancestors, and that could be the key to unlocking maybe confidence, maybe unlocking direction and purpose, or feeling like you have people backing you up, because I feel like you're such a trailblazer that people just don't understand you whatsoever, not on this plane. Okay, and I feel that statement. I'm sorry if that indeed hits a chord with you. What else do we have for our Smokey Quartz people here? King of Pentacles, this is you. Once again, all money, all stability. Don't doubt yourself, please. This is not the time. This is not the time to pause for a long time, make assessments. This is not the time to stop. This is not the time to shelf it. This is not the time to doubt yourself. None of those things are going to be productive, because look at what you have here. You have longevity, you have stability, you have everything that you could ever want, really. And if you see, this forest is full of like fog, which could again represent like the lack of clarity that you feel like you have on your path right now. Continue doing what it is that you're doing and following that path, and asking even Spirit for help, for direction, things like that. And Spirit will gladly lavish you with direction and help, I feel. Also, this creature here, an elk, is it? I don't know, is actually listening. So once again, I feel like you could be clairaudient, and that's something that you can stand on. Okay, that's something that is solid for you. That is something that's going to help you to build your future and whatever endeavor you choose to do. So with that, my Smokey Quartz people, if you like this reading, please do give me a like, a share, a comment, a subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm super excited about what you're inventing or creating. If you feel led to, please drop that comment in the little comment box below. I'd love to know what you're up to. But if it's strictly private, which is kind of what I'm seeing, I totally get it. You could just, you know, type in maybe this is kind of private, but yeah, I understand what you're talking about. Anything to let me know that you connected with this reading. And with that, I will leave you much, much love, and namaste. Hi there. This is for my friends that chose Citrine. And I want to thank you for this pick a card version that we are doing this evening or this day, whatever case may be to you. So a little bit about this gorgeous citrine. First of all, can you not feast your eyes on this and think it is a delicious lasagna of, I don't know, like orange vanilla goodness. That's what I see when I see this beautiful piece. I love it so much. I'm trying to figure out if I should turn it for you. Okay. So maybe we'll read like that, and hopefully that'll give you a good visual. All right. So for those of you that chose this gorgeous piece of citrine, this helps with inspiration, with dreams, joy, creativity, clarity, protection, abundance. This can help you also with manifesting your desires, bringing onto earth whatever it is that you want. So transmutation of negative energies, personal will, anxiety relief, balancing polarity is strength. But most of all, I feel like it's used as a merchant stone, and it is about luck and wealth, and a business stone or crystal, however you choose to call it. So I'm just going to say that if you guys are in business, this is for you. All right. I love this. So what I'm getting off the bat right now is a lot of fire that goes with this, a lot of, and I feel like, you know what I'm intuitively picking up and the messages that I'm getting is that this is you pushing or trying to get into a zone where you want some fire into your life, some excitement, some willpower, like drive. I feel like a lot of you that chose this crystal are actually in a depressive state or in a funk or not feeling yourselves, not feeling very good. I feel like just some sadness, some hopelessness. And I think that you know that you are starting to get attracted to colors, and especially readings like this, through no accident. This was no accident that we meet here, right? Nothing is an accident. It's divinely orchestrated and guided. And so if you are feeling those feelings, then I can totally relate. I've struggled with depression my whole life. And I just want to say, you know, you are never alone. So beyond that, I'm going to say that this stone will definitely pick up your vibe. Every time I see it, I handle it, I look at it, I definitely feel a lot happier. I can't say I get giddy, okay, but it's super exciting just to have a slice of citrine cake. We're going to call it that for now. All right, I'm done being silly. So, oh my goodness, I'm getting jumps already and I haven't like formally shuffled for you. I'm gonna grab that and, okay. The first jump card that I'm getting out for you is this King of Cups. Now, this one fell on the floor and it fell reversed. So I'm gonna say that in your mind right now, you're not completely clear about anything. You're just kind of emotion all over the place. You're thinking about like the here and now, stuck in a funk, and I can relate to that. Some of you guys could be having headaches. Some of you guys can be having bouts of crying, bouts of wanting to wear black, not opening up the shades of windows or anything like that. And I would definitely, you know, I can relate. I think it's important to, you know, seek a medical professional if that is something that you feel led to do. That's what they are here for, or a very trusted friend, okay? I feel like you have a ton of emotions and you're not speaking any of them, and it's just causing energetic blockages in your body and your chakras. Things are not in alignment, and therefore you stuff them down and things are just literally upside down for you in this minute, okay? I love the idea that you are looking up things such as readings, like pick a card to help you pull out of it or to understand, and I want to help you as much as I can. So let's find out, right? For my citrine friends undergoing any hardship, any confusion, any issues that they need, like a pick-me-up, what is it that we need to understand? What is it that they need to know? Let's find out. All right, Five of Pentacles. Some of you guys have lost a job, feeling like you have no money coming in, no income, nobody's called you for work in a long time. In a hot minute, I heard a New York minute. Some of you guys actually live in New York. A lot of you are just feeling like, you know what, times are hard. I'm not spending any money because I don't know what's going on. Others of you actually have had somebody ghost you or leave you without an explanation, okay? I don't like that at all. I feel like what once bloomed is now caged in this instant. I feel like you are waiting for things to, like an explanation. You're waiting, you're rooted to the spot that you're in. You can't move forward, you can't move backwards. You're frozen in time right now, okay? So that's part of what this depression is, and you have no ability to really express yourself. Even if you do, it's like you are not one to kind of spread your business everywhere, and I totally respect that. I get it, but it needs to come out one way or another. Let's see what else we need to know about this Citrine. What do we need to know about this Citrine people at this point in time? Let's find out. Thank you. All right. What? Yay. Okay. So here we have it. We have got the Queen of Cups, and this is she who is psychic, super intuitive. Okay. She is just even sitting on a shell right here. This shell does open up. Her hair is made of octopus tentacles. I can't tell you how much I love these cards. Okay. I love the creativity and the imagination there. But your mind, I feel like this is telling me your mind is just grabbing and wanting to grab and not let go of things that are past, of things that, this is why you're feeling stuck. You can't unstuck yourself while your hair, your mind, your heart is grasping at things that are long gone. I feel like you're even grasping for answers from the past. You're trying to listen to hear if you hear anything, and it could be that you are even listening to other people to see if they name drop perhaps this person who left you, or the situation that abandoned you. Could have been somebody that fired you from this job or whatever, and you're waiting to listen to gain more information so you can actually understand what transpired. And you've been here for a while and you're not wanting to leave. You're like, no, I need to know. Like emotionally, I'm level, so I need to know. I feel like she has a seahorse, but in this instance, I'm feeling like the seahorse is almost like a dried seahorse. It's almost like it's dead. It's not even real. And I feel like once upon a time where you felt like what was loyal to you, or someone was loyal to you, that is over and gone. And in its place is just a shadow, a reflection, or a ghost of what was. And you're not willing to let it go, not because you don't know that it's gone, but simply because you feel like you can't move on without an explanation. That's a really tough spot to be in, okay? This message is not for everybody. This is for somebody, a couple of somebodies. And I'm going to say that there are a lot of fish swimming. This could have something to do with school, with education, with someone thinking that there's many other fish in the sea and they just went ahead and jumped into a relationship with someone else. And I don't know what your situation is, okay, but there is no clarity here, and you're just waiting and waiting for an explanation. That is the worst place to be in, I will tell you from experience, and that's why you seek the Citrine. We're going to call it Citrine medicine. What else do we need to know about my Citrine people? I feel like business around you. You have a business. Okay, yeah, you felt betrayed. You're feeling betrayed. That's all you can think about right now is, why did this happen? And still focus on the past. Can't even focus on the future. And you're not talking about this with anyone, and that's a rough place to be in. You're thinking about all the mean things that were said to you, perhaps, all the negative words, and that has just really, and maybe even still being said about you, like, I can't believe you stuck for that, or you fell for that, or whatever the case may be, or you're still waiting for this person. It doesn't make a difference what people say, and the fact that you're still waiting, and it weighs on you so much, is an incredible burden, and that's how we get sick, and you know that. And that is a large part of the depression. I do feel a business around you. And so because this message is intuitive, it's a crystal reading as well as a medium reading. I'm going to give you whatever information I'm getting. And I'm hearing Dark Night of the Soul. So this is your Dark Night of the Soul. If you don't know what that is, then maybe I need to make a video on that. You can even comment if you'd be interested in in a video explaining that, or at least my personal journey. Everybody is so different. But what I'm going to tell you right now is this, is I'm going through a dark night of the soul in order for you to really see that there is nothing necessarily on this earthly plane, or the way that life as you have viewed it is sustainable for the now. Like, you're breaking out of the matrix in a lot of ways. The way that you have perceived things to be, or the way that you thought you wanted life to be, isn't really panning out. And so there's a desperate need to acknowledge that this is actually a wake-up call in order for you to be able to proceed and move forward. So taking all of this pain, this confusion, this frustration, I feel like you're going to wind up making a business out of it, as crazy as that seems. Now, for some of you, I actually do feel like you're going to be doing things in retail, like doing clothing line, or making soaps, or doing something of that nature that's just totally different. And I heard tailored, so I think that you're going to be, it could be tailored to anybody or anything. So some of you guys are entrepreneurs. Some of you guys have just business ventures on your mind, but you can't focus on it, and it can't come into being because you're undergoing your dark night of the soul. So now's the time to face your shadow side, which none of us like to do, by the way. So dark night of the soul is anything that really serves to be a catalyst into a life that you have, and makes you question everything about yourself. And that's why this ace is coming out of here, is this is questioning, am I really who I think I am? Was I ever this person? Am I worth anything? Was I ever worth anything? And what is worth anyways? You're questioning everything. What is it that made me feel included? What made me, was it real? Was it tangible? What about these emotions? Are these emotions real and valid? So I think that you're questioning everything, and that is a key for you. Citrine friends, it's going to be for you to really ask a lot of questions about yourself. Now, one thing that I'm going to tell you that really helped me is to do a Q&A with my guides. And so, not my guides, but your guides, right? And so, Citrine friends, what you're going to do, if you so want to, is sit down and write on a notepad and just ask for divine protection and ask for it to help you. And then at that point in time, I would write a Q. Okay, question, and then ask a question. How can I get out of this deep depression? And then wait for an answer and write it down. Do not filter it. Do not check your spelling. Do not grammar, nothing. And folks, do not do this on your computer. It is a whole different ball game. Please use an old school, old-fashioned notepad and pen. It's really the best way to channel your answers. But that's what's going to really help you, is continue doing Q&A, and Spirit will give you exactly the messages that you need. And you're going to be shocked. So if this resonates, do please leave me a comment below. And if you do it, please do come back and let me know like how that went for you, because I am fascinated. I'm thinking about doing a video on even journaling and things like that, and having something more tangible. But anyways, yeah, Ace of Fire. So just the way I went off on a tangent a little bit on like what I'm thinking of doing and things like that, I feel like that is something that as soon as you are a little bit deeper into your dark night of the soul and cutting out things that really aren't truly you, because it's going to include everything that you thought that you stood for, and that you thought that made you the person that you are, that you wanted to be, and all things like that. And this is going to help you to really get to nitty gritty of, no, that's not really what I wanted for myself after all. This is what I wanted, and you're going to head that way. And once you start cutting away some of the falsehoods in your own life, and I'm not saying that you're a fake or anything like that, it's like you're coming to grips with what's really important and authentic in you. You're going to actually hit this level of the Ace of Fire. So all of that thinking and analyzing and cutting through all of your own BS, I've done it, my own BS, and I still have to do it. The Ace of Fire is going to help you with inspiration once again. And fire and citrine actually are very connected, right? We talked about that earlier. So Of course, the colors are going to be really a helpful indicator, but this is what's going to bring you a new life, prosperity, that joy, that zeal, that oomph. If you've been depressed, this is what's going to cut through the depression. First, your intellect to get through the nitty-gritty and a little bit of help, but also the Ace of Fire is going to spur you forward into a better state mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and all across the board. I feel like this, for most of you guys, is going to launch you onto a new business, okay? A business of your own for most of you. All right, so any other messages for my citrine pile? I'm going to tell you, I did not expect this reading to go this way. But for my citrine people, what else do we have? Four of Earth. All right, so you're keeping things to yourself. You're going to continue keeping things to yourself, which is how we opened, right? Make sure that you think through that when you're keeping things to yourself, that you are not actually bottling things up. There's a really big difference between being wise and keeping things to yourself and bottling things up, okay? So you don't want to create an emotional problem and energetic blockages, because it's just going to delay your progress. Also, this can mean not spending money foolishly. For those of us who like to spend money, I don't know, to buy our own happiness, whatever the case may be. I spend money, I'm not gonna lie. So last messages for my citrine people, please. Yes, have you got 3 aces in your reading? You are all about new beginnings, my citrine friends. So this is Ace of Earth, this is the tangible. So you are going to be able to bring all of these things into fruition. It's going to be tangible. It's going to create a fire in your belly. It's going to create the ability for you to make money, by the way. So this is no ifs, buts about it. It is happening. It will happen if you follow your true path. All right. So this also is going to create a lot of change in other people, how they view you, how they see you, but you're going to have so much more self-esteem. I feel like you're not having any self-esteem right now. I can totally relate to that statement, but a lot of changes on your mind, and this is going to allow for money to flow your way, for you to feel like you are standing on solid ground and not shaky, baby. And yeah, so that's what I have for you, getting grounded. So much love to you. If you did like this reading or resonate, please do give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment, subscribe. And that's all I have for right now. Namaste.